What's up, what's up? Welcome to Startup X, presented by Too Sick TV. I'm one of your hosts, Sick Sensei. Joining me today, Sick Lawless.
What's up?
Sick Psycho.
What's happening?
What's up, gentlemen? We got a little podcast for you tonight, a little agenda. Not too much going on in the gaming world right now. A little slow after all the big releases.
Yeah.
You know, Battlefield selling 8 million copies. That's a success. Would you call that a freaking success?
Absolutely.
It's no minor. It's no Modern Warfare 3, but Battlefield 3 selling 8 million copies. You know, EA's got to be happy about that. I'm gonna say that they're pretty freaking happy.
They should be extremely happy about it.
Yeah, they should. They should definitely be happy. And speaking of Battlefield, they got the Back to Karkan releases today, which if you're watching this was like yesterday, on the PS3. Now you got to wait a week on the Xbox and the PC. So, you know. That's
Take that, Activision.
The console wars are over. That's it. PS3 wins. We got a week. PS3 wins. Console wars are over. I really don't think it makes that much of a difference. It's a freaking week, you know. The thing that bugs me is like when Modern Warfare 3 gets a month early on the map packs. That really does kind of chat my ass a little bit on the PS3.
Yeah.
Seeing all them gamers get that month ahead of me, but speaking of the Xbox, the dashboard update come out today. They pretty much. How did you put it? Say it again. How did you put it?
I said they took what Sony should have did with the cross media bar and did it.
It's the first thing I saw when I looked at that. I saw the media bar right up at the top, and the first thing I thought was, look, it's Sony's cross media bar, only 1 billion times better.
Yeah.
With ads, though. Take that down a notch.
Xbox Live has always had ads.
They always run ads because they gotta be. Microsoft is money hungry.
That's what you do when you're a business. You make money.
What you do when you pay for the service and then you gotta look at ads anyway, right? Come on, help me out here. But I don't know. I think the dashboard update's pretty cool. We got to connect with the bundle as I talked about last week, and you know, try it out. It's actually pretty cool to use it. You know, you don't have to go to a separate menu and everything. So I gotta say I'm pretty pleased with the way it worked out. I know you don't really care that much, huh?
Not yet. No, I don't own a Kinect yet, so no, I could care less.
Well, the Kinect stuff is kind of cool. It automatically goes into that. That's what's cool for me. You don't have to tell it to do that. But it incorporates Bing searching, which I actually thought it was going to like go to the website or a web browser finally on Microsoft's thing. But
no, they gave you a search engine to search your Xbox.
Or to search the marketplace and things like that.
Yes, it is as boring as it sounds.
Yeah, pretty much.
It kind of sucks.
Pretty sad. Pretty sad. But so one thing they did do, which is kind of interesting, a lot of people are going to get a lot of use out of this. They incorporated Facebook and Twitter with the beacon update thing, right? So you can set a beacon to update to Facebook and Twitter and tell your friends or whoever's following you or watching you that you want to play whatever game you want to play, especially multiplayers. You know, that's another step in their direction as far as getting people together to play multiplayers. I mean, that's what Xbox has always been about, and that's what, to me, that's what Xbox has always been about. And they take it one more step by incorporating the two big social networks right now, which is Facebook and Twitter, and making it more user friendly in that world. I mean, I don't think I'm going to use it a whole lot, but I think a lot of people are going to appreciate the new feature.
I don't want to say I'll never use it, but like it's looking that way right now.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if a lot of people start to use it. I mean, maybe it's a trial thing. Maybe they did it because it was easy and they didn't really care.
Yeah.
That's kind of whatever. But speaking of Gears and things like that, Epic not making the next Gears. We talked about the rumor, I think 2 episodes ago, episode 14.
No.
Okay. And they're not going to be making the next Gears, but the reveal will be at the Video Game Awards, Spike's VGAs, this weekend. We're going to find out what they're making. It's going to be something completely new, completely fresh, says Cliffy B. What's your thoughts?
I'm excited. I want to see what they do, and I want to see what kind of updates they're going to throw in the Unreal 3 engines. Maybe it'll be, a new version of the Unreal engine altogether. But yeah, like you said, that completely confirms our little rumor that People Can Fly is probably going to be doing the next Gears of War prequel game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can they do it? Can they make a new franchise? Can they?
My curiosity is it going to be multi-platform?
Probably not.
Are they owned by Microsoft?
Yes.
They are owned by Microsoft. Okay, then that's out the window. I know Insomniac does a lot of games for the PlayStation, Resistance and things like that, and they branched off, and they're gonna make whatever new game. It actually looks kind of cool, but they're gonna make a game multi-platform, and I'm pretty interested to see what they can do because I honestly think a game like Resistance, and even some of the Ratchet and Clank games, if they were multi-platform and hit a bigger audience, I think each game coming out after the previous one probably would have been a lot better. So our Resistance 3 probably would have been an amazing game, right? If Resistance 1 would have came out on the Xbox being a multiplayer based game, Resistance 2 would have made more money, made a better Resistance 2 and Resistance 3 and so on and so forth. I know Insomniac is a great developer. You put money, you put a good publisher behind them, and I think they're really gonna come out with something amazing.
Yeah, I've never played any of the Resistance games, but I love the Ratchet and Clank games. Dude, they were awesome.
Resistance is cool. And that's the only thing. Like the franchise kind of, it seemed like they were forcing a little bit because some of the things that they were doing, it just seemed like they didn't have the budget to really hit home with the audience, and maybe they weren't expecting to sell a whole lot of money. They didn't get that kind of budget. But I would like to see Epic make something cross-platform and really. I think if they hit cross-platform, say Gears of War was on all platforms, I think they would give Modern Warfare a run for its money.
Probably so.
A lot of people love that game.
It sounds really good on the Xbox.
Alone, it compares to all PlayStation exclusives easily.
I would definitely buy it if it was on PlayStation.
Yeah, I know. We know.
Only
You would do things if it was on PlayStation. we need to get a tag for you. Only on PlayStation. We need to get a shirt for that's only on PlayStation.
It only does everything but, and then just this long list of shit that it doesn't do. I'm gonna go ahead and stop. Anyway, the new game that Gears or that Epic is gonna.
You have a prediction?
Yeah, Halo 5.
Oh God. That just happened.
No, it's gonna be the Gears of War RTS.
Real-time strategy.
Yep.
You're gonna so two Halo references in one phrase here.
No, I have no idea what they're gonna do. I don't know. Like what was that game they made for the iPhone and the iPad? That was like set in that fantasy setting, like Oblivion.
Was it like a tower defense kind of thing?
No, it was like they used the Unreal Engine to build this game for the iPhone.
Oh, Infinity Blade.
Yeah.
That's got a new game coming out soon.
Yeah,
Infinity Blade 2.
So
does really well.
They've already dove into fantasy on that. So let's maybe they'll do something like that.
They say it's going to be completely new, completely fresh. I'm excited to see what it's going to be. I know Epic's a great developer. I haven't really put a whole lot of time in any of their games up to date, but I am interested to see what they're going to do. But speaking of new IPs, kind of, South Park is coming to the PlayStation 3, Xbox, and PC. And it's going to be called South Park The Game. And
way to go! Way to go on that, creative strategist team.
Now this is going to be an RPG, and Psycho, you've been awfully quiet, so I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk right now because you're kind of the resident RPG guy. I know you play some, but what's your take on this?
It's definitely a different twist to an RPG, to say the least.
So RPGs, I mean, they generally take themselves pretty seriously, right?
RPGs
even though fantasy's not serious.
They're normally more towards serious gaming, and they're normally towards better ideas.
Do you think this one's going to, of course, it's South Park, it's not going to take itself too seriously.
Right.
Do you think that's going to lead to like a more simplified RPG elements in there, and it's not going to be so deep as say a Skyrim would be, because they want that level of accessibility for anybody?
I think they may try to blend in like The Sims with an RPG. I mean, that's where I can see it going.
Like you say RPG, and then you say South Park, and the first thing that pops in my head is it's going to be like a Dev Story kind of game.
A Dev Story?
Yeah.
No, what it's supposed to be is you play as a new character, the new guy to South Park, the city, and you got to make friends with the existing South Park characters, and you got to defend the city from different things that's coming at it, and of course, South Park's got so many different things they can pull from in 15 years of creating, or 15 seasons of creating their
15 years later, and we're coming out with a new game.
Finally coming out with a game that's probably going to be good.
Now, is this going to be like DLC, or is this going to like come out on disc at full price?
I'm pretty sure this is a full title. Obsidian's making it. Fallout New Vegas, a couple other games for Bethesda. They're pretty RPG, full release. That's what they do. This is a different take. I mean, it depends on how Obsidian's going to take it. Are they going to try to take it too seriously like they do?
Well, they could. One way they could take it is they could just like basically throw an RPG together where it's lighthearted and all that stuff, and like we was talking about earlier, and it could introduce RPG into to people like yourself that's not into RPG.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And like you said, we talked about that earlier, and that's what I was wondering though for people who do are going to come at this game like, ooh, it's an RPG in the South Park universe. Are they going to go? It's just not enough RPG for me, because they're going to try to make it accessible.
I don't believe RPG players are going to enjoy the game because it's not going to have those.
It's not going to take itself seriously.
It's not going to have those traditional RPG elements in it.
Yeah, I don't think your hardcore RPG player is going to be looking at South Park for that hardcore RPG experience to begin with,
You're right. Well, one really good thing is the original creators of South Park are going to be working hand in hand with Obsidian to write it, to voice the characters, all the characters that they voiced. And so you know that it's going to have the humor if you like South Park's humor. Some people absolutely hate South Park. It's hit or miss for me. Sometimes I'm into it, sometimes I'm not. I'm more Family Guy. I can watch Family Guy all day. South Park, 2 or 3 episodes, and I'm tapped out on my South Park. I'm done. I can't watch much more than that. But I think it could be cool. I think it could be fun. And like we said, it could introduce some of the younger, or maybe not younger, but the new teenagers that are growing up right now who may not be into the RPGs. All they play is the Call of Duties and stuff. They don't know anything about old JRPGs, and the Final Fantasy hasn't hit them hard yet. Maybe this can introduce them to the RPG world, and maybe one of the things I'm kind of scared of RPGs, to be honest with you. I know it's crazy thing to say, but all them, we talked about it earlier, all of them systems and leveling up and worrying about your stealth and all these different abilities, it's just it's overwhelming for me. I can't put up with it.
That's why they went with Elder Scrolls 5 with the mentality that they did, so people like you could go into it and play it and not have to micromanage so much.
Yeah,
that perfect word, micromanagement.
Because most RPGs, you have to pick a certain path, and that's the path you have to take. And like, say you get halfway in the game, you're like, this kind of sucks. Well, you're screwed.
Yeah, because that's like 100 hours in some RPGs halfway in.
Yeah, dude, you get like 50, 60 hours, and he's like, well, this is starting to blow.
Speaking of which,
I should have went the other way.
Speaking of time sinks, so give me an estimated time, and for the past how long have you been grinding at the storyline of Skyrim?
It's hard to say.
Just throw it out there, estimate. I mean, 90, 100, 115 hours you got in Skyrim?
Close to 100.
100 hours? And about how much of that, in percentage is fine, how much of that have you been just grinding to finish the story?
Well, the past couple days I've been grinding like nothing but storyline.
So,
but I mean,
like 30 hours?
But I would say at least 80% of my time has been nothing but storyline.
Wow, that's a big freaking game. And all the side quests and dungeons, and you haven't really been.
Yeah,
you've
like,
been kind of going away from
yesterday
that?
I was trying to grind to get done Skyrim.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Just grind to get done Skyrim to try to play some Battlefield, to jump on the Karkin expansion pack, and I'm getting through. I think I get through this one quest. I think it's done, and all of a sudden I'm like, all right, here comes the credits, and nope. You just start walking around and you're like still going. I'm like, what the hell?
I guess the lightest of all spoilers, there may be a double ending to this one. You may think it's over and it's not, but that ain't really a spoiler. But moving on, we touched on RPGs enough. I think South Park could actually be kind of cool. I may actually play this one, But so the Vita gets some more bad news. I mean, we've been talking about this thing since we pretty much fired up the Startup X show. And the way I put this is 3 strikes, the Vita, you're out, baby. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, we talk about it every episode, and it just gets worse and worse.
Well, once or twice it got a little bit better, And then it just keeps getting
we
worse.
gave some good news, and then with the good news, we gave a whole bunch more bad news.
It was like a compliment sandwich. We bad, and just a little bit of good in the middle. So the first thing bad,
That's
right?
a shitty sandwich.
The first strike, the proprietary anything, right? The proprietary jack, the cards coming out, and we knew that's the first thing we knew, and that was like the first big negative.
Yeah.
But the price point was good originally, and everything was good. So
for
that
the
was
Vita, the price point was good.
for the Vita, right? Then we learned the second is that the Vita will not have any internal memory, right? You have to buy these expensive ass proprietary cards. So that's second strike, and you know, I understand that they want to keep away from pirating and things like that. The SD cards are easy for me to plop in my computer, mess with the files in there, and hack the whole Vita. But making them so expensive, I mean, memory is not that expensive.
No.
Memory is not expensive at all. You know, I can get 500 gigs for $80.
Yeah.
I can get a terabyte really for $80.
Yeah.
You know, if I find something reasonably on sale. So they really kind of they're ticking people off. I don't think it's gonna be long before you see a price drop.
This guy.
I don't think it's gonna be long before you see a price drop on them damn cards. But
that or the next model of the Vita is just gonna go to.
I hope they don't do that again.
Memory
The
card.
PS Vita 1000, the
Yeah.
PS Vita 2000.
Well, it's got a tank so many times
No,
before
no.
they're just done with it, you know.
That's second strike. Third strike is the Vita will have to be reformatted to switch accounts. So let's say I got my Vita. I got my brother. He wants to play the Vita, but he wants to have his own account. He wants to unlock his own trophies. Everybody wants trophies or achievements. You know, that's a lot of people care about that kind of stuff. So I want to lock my own stuff. He wants to lock his own stuff. We want to share a Vita. Well, you can't because you can't change accounts. You can't do it without reformatting the entire hard drive.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
On my PSP, right? If I plug it in and my buddy's got games on my PlayStation, and I got games on my PlayStation. Now I can't play his games activated on my account, but if I say I want to play, what has he got? Chinatown Wars, whatever, that Grand Theft Auto. If I want to play that, I just got to activate the account, and it's active on his account. It's that easy. It's really like just plugging it in and play. This one, reformat the hard drive. I think that means everything. Or reformat the system. I just told you they didn't have a hard drive in there. Reformat the system back to factory settings before you can put a new account on it. And again, that's for the pirating and the game sharing and stuff like that. But that is crap. A lot of people share systems.
I think they're being a little too precautious on this one.
Yeah, they're taking anti-pirating to the extreme here.
Yeah.
And if one of those strikes weren't good enough for you, and you're like, man, there's still only 2 strikes. Well, I put a 4th strike in here. Last week we talked about a rumor that the PlayStation Vita will stream any PS3 game to your Vita over the internet, and not all games will remote play on Vita. The only game confirmed at this point is Killzone 3. So if that's something you were looking forward to, then you can kind of that one out of the window.
Guess no need for that disc changer after all.
No need for the disc changer at all.
What's going to be funny, dude, is when they launch this thing and 2 months later, probably not even that, somebody's already cracked it and hacked the fuck out of it, and they just wasted all that time and everybody spent
pissed
all that
everybody
extra
off.
money.
Dude, I mean, making all this proprietary stuff. I mean, it's just like throwing it out there and be like, try to hack this, and they can be like, oh yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, that little card is nothing but a bunch of connectors.
Yeah.
And who can't solder a piece that connects that and makes your computer think that it's an SD card.
Yeah.
People are going to do that stuff just to prove Sony like, oh yeah, look what I can do. And then they're going to hack it, and then there's going to be emulators and all kinds of crazy shit on there. So, not exactly looking forward to that too much. But we got an email for the week. And this gentleman writes in and says, hey, I tried to explain to my mom that she is a gamer, but she refuses to believe me. She plays Facebook and iPhone games, which I know is a little different. Is there any way I can help her understand that she's a gamer just like me? You got any input for this gentleman?
I don't know how you're really going to get her to accept that, but yeah, she is a gamer. She's a casual gamer,
I just say gamer. She's a gamer. I had the same experience with my dad. My dad was on Words with Friends nonstop on his phone, and he wanted to play some other little games on his phone. And I'm like, dude, you're a gamer. And instantly, without even hesitating. Not like you are. I'm like, well, absolutely like I am. You know, you're playing games, you're sitting there, you're into what you're doing, and you're enjoying it just like I am. I mean, you know,
absolutely.
You told me a little story about your mom was into the Bejeweled and all of that stuff, or still is, right?
Dude, she probably plays more games than I do.
I mean, puzzle games and video games too.
I mean,
it's all games
all day long. She'll sit on a computer playing Bejeweled, the Hearts, and stuff like that. I mean. That's not a video game?
Absolutely. It's a video monitor. You're playing a game on it. You know, and it's kind of crazy that people, you know, especially the older generations don't understand that they're gamers, you know? Everybody's a gamer, and that's, you know, it's crazy to think about. What would your mom say if you, how would you approach that conversation? Let's help this gentleman out if we can, right? Maybe we can't. Maybe she'll never understand. But how would you approach your mom? And I know your mom's pretty stubborn. For those listeners.
Yeah, it wouldn't work with me. My mom would just throw something at me.
I mean, if you could make sure everything's out of the way, she can't throw stuff at you. How would you approach her and try to help her understand that she's a gamer in a very similar fashion to you that you are?
You might have to go to Lawless on this one.
I mean, all right. What would you do?
What I would do is. Like I would go download it on like Xbox Live or PSN and be like, just hand her the controller. Be like, bam, you know, say she's playing Bejeweled. Go download that on your Xbox and then hand her the controller.
Like you're a gamer.
You're a gamer. See, this is on my video game console. This is the game that you play.
Congratulations, you are now a gamer. Yeah, my dad he's never going to come around to that. You know,
I don't think any of their the whole generation's into now that they're gamers.
Well, yeah, because I mean they like add that extra tag to gamer as in slacker and
it's stereotypes.
Delinquent. You know,
some bad stereotypes.
All it is a stereotype, and they don't want to be included in it.
You know, I talked to some people. You know, we work in the field. We work in the public. And I mean, do you guys ever feel like you like a little? And don't be ashamed if you do. You ever feel like a little withdrawal, or I don't know what I'm trying to say exactly, but do you ever feel like you don't want to tell somebody that you're kind of a hardcore gamer? Or are you completely open about that whole scenario?
Man,
I'm open.
I'm open about it.
I'm pretty open about it.
I wouldn't go tell people I play WoW. I mean, I don't play WoW, but if I did, I wouldn't tell people that.
You really don't want to tell people.
Like, I wouldn't tell people that.
But see, that's still stereotyping a different, you know.
I know, like,
gamer.
I'm a gamer and I do it myself. Like, I wouldn't go out there and broadcast, like, that I play, like, some hardcore, you know, nerdy game. Like, if I played Dungeons and Dragons with him at his house, like, I wouldn't play that. No, Skyrim's fucking awesome. It's got dragons and shit. No, Skyrim's way cooler than that shit.
Troll mode engaged.
Troll mode engaged. No, I mean, like, I don't know, like, telling people that I play Modern Warfare 3 or, you know, Battlefield, like, you know, it's like, oh, yeah, you know, that, yeah, because it's, you know, it's an FPS, it's, you know, it's an action.
It's a bro shooter.
Yeah, it's a bro shooter. It's like, you know, you just want to flex your nuts, like, you know,
flexing nuts.
Drop your nuts on their head when you say, yeah, check me out on YouTube, bitch. You know, it's a whole different thing, but, like, you know, some games is you know, I can see why people wouldn't want to go out there and say all that shit. You
so
know,
you're playing My Little Pony, you don't want to tell anybody about that?
No, of course not. You know, I mean, I wouldn't tell people that. I mean, because, you know, you're going to get that immediate reaction of, oh, you play WoW?
Yeah.
You know, like, I do it to people.
I do the same thing. Somebody tell me I tell them I'm a gamer, and they say, oh, you play WoW? I'm like, no.
Absolutely not. I don't know. There is a stereotype with gamers, and hopefully, you know, as a generation, and we're kind of in the previous generation, you know, the generation coming up right now, hopefully they can help change that stereotype and show people that gaming is just another hobby. It's just another thing we do for fun. It doesn't completely run people's lives, and you know, it doesn't make you a nerdy person, fat, all of that stuff sitting at you. You know, all the stereotypes that come with being a hardcore gamer.
What was it? America's Army was developed for the military and then turned into be a video game that was sold on consoles and PC and shit. You know, where was the public on that one? They weren't hating on the military for giving the soldiers video games. No. You know, but, you know, Mass Effect comes out and it's like, oh, there's an alien sex scene in there. All the kids are going to hell, you know.
That's because it wasn't a video game. It was a simulation.
Yeah. Oh, that's the difference.
Well, Modern Warfare 3 is a very accurate simulation. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Not as much as Battlefield 3, but
It's not an accurate simulation
yeah,
with all
sure
that
it is.
lag.
Just go give
Go give it a try.
Yeah, go give it a try.
Go give it a try.
Guarantee you, it translates in real life.
So when I kill you, you're gonna drop some gold reflecting, dog tags.
Hell yeah! You better confirm that kill.
Moving on. So Quick Guns writes in, when is Infinity Ward going to start give a fuck about PS3 gamers?
Did you read that exactly how you typed it?
You want me to read it how I can say? When in Infinity Ward going to start give a fuck about? No. So when is Infinity Ward going to start giving a fuck about PS3 gamers?
I think they do care.
I think
Just
they
not
care
as much as they care about the Xbox.
I think they
gamers.
care. I think Microsoft pays them to act like they don't care.
Yeah.
I think that's the situation. And I play on both consoles. I'm one of the only one. I am the only one here who's played Modern Warfare 3 extensively on both consoles. And I will tell you, all you people crying about the PlayStation not being as good as the Xbox, I'm sorry. I got the same connection, got 25 down, 3 up. It's not that much better.
No.
I mean, if it is, we're talking it's just not
There's
that much better.
Plenty of lag on the Xbox.
The
so I don't
graphics,
feel bad.
in my opinion, are not better. There's like a little color difference. I think the PlayStation 3's got like a little bit. I mean, we're talking like this much gray in the colors. Like the colors are a little bit better on the Xbox. The connection is not much better. The voice chat isn't better. You got cross game chat though. That's what we're all using. So that that kind of eliminates that problem. But that's not the PlayStation's fault. That's not Infinity Ward's fault. You can't blame them. You can blame them for shitty voice chat across both consoles, but you can't compare the two and say one's better than the other because in essence it really kind of isn't.
Yeah, because we're just bypassing, the in-game
we're
chat
moving past that.
and using the party chat. So
I will definitively say that the Xbox 360 is the Xbox 360 version of Modern Warfare 3 is not worth talking about the difference to the PlayStation version. It's just there's no difference. You might as well not even talk about it.
yeah.
So that's one thing, and I think they're gonna care about all platforms equally.
Yeah, I mean, how long has the game been out now? We've had how many updates so far? I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, they're patching up their game. They're gonna fix the FMG 9s. They're gonna patch those up, give them a bigger hitbox. Even with steady aim, it's gonna have a bigger spread. So that's good because it's better than shotguns. Even at further range, that thing is ridiculous. The Type 95 is gonna get a little bit of a patch. I just think it's just a little OP, right? It's the best one in its assault rifle category, but it's the best by far, right? If you have decent aim, it's the best by too much. So, and of course people are going to complain about the best gun in each category, right? Saying it's OP, the P90 is OP, the Striker is OP. They're going to say every one of them is overpowered. That's what I mean when I say OP. But the Type 95 just leaps and bounds over.
Dude, you don't even have to ADS with that thing.
You hit fire
all day. It's so accurate. It's just going to kill everything in its path.
Absolutely ridiculous. But they are supporting their game, and that's what I'm happy to see because the first go round or the second go round, Modern Warfare 2, they did it. And so
yeah, and this is nothing like that.
They're doing a lot better, and at this point, let's take this into quick consideration. At this point in Black Ops lifespan, Black Ops was still damn near broken.
Yeah,
there was a lot of problems, guys. Black Ops today compared to Modern Warfare 3 today, obviously Black Ops has less issues and more balance. But in its lifespan, put them at the same time, right in December, right early December. I mean, you could barely get in the game in Black Ops a lot of times. Couldn't party up still. I mean, it's a lot better. Give it more chance. I mean, there's so much room to grow, but they're so far they're ahead. Yeah. I think. But he continues. He says, any Xbox 720 updates? I scoured the internet for you, brother. There's nothing. Last time we talked, we said there's talk about it's going to be coming out next year. They're going to announce at E3. I got nothing new. My prediction's still 2013. A lot of the big guys, a lot of the big predictors and big players in the industry are saying 2014. But I'm still going to say 2013 we're going to see.
Yeah, I think 2013, 2014 is reasonable. Next year's
They're selling too many.
Yeah,
They're selling way too many. I mean, the only thing that would make me think that the only thing that I have to make me think that's true is that they just cleared their warehouses day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
They cleared the warehouses day after Thanksgiving, but I think that was just a good marketing move, honestly.
I don't know. Like, I know Connect 2, they were talking about bundling Connect 2 with the next Xbox, right?
It's not. I don't know if there's even going to be a Connect 2, right? There's talk about Connect coming out with a patch that's going to allow it to like read your face, lip movements, more in depth. I don't think it's actually going to be a new unit. I think it's going to be an update to help that unit work better.
Well, what I seen was that it said it was going to be a new unit. Once again, that is just a rumor. And if it was, if they were going to do that, they definitely wouldn't do that next year. They just came out with Connect, They're not going to sell it. Well, I mean, they probably wouldn't, but, I doubt they're going to sell all you this shit and then the very next year just dump a new one on you.
Yeah, they're not going to wee it up on us and just Connect 2. Well, people are going to be like, well, I already got a Connect, and they're not going to buy a Connect 2, and it would be a fail. They're going to look at the 3DS failure rate, and it's selling good now, but thanks to the price dropping and all the promotions day after Thanksgiving, it's actually kicking off pretty hard, but I'm talking about the 3DS. But I'm sure they're going to look at that and take their failures into consideration before calling something else Connect 2.
Yeah. And I mean, look at the titles you got launching next year. You got Mass Effect 3 launching next year. You got Assassin's Creed 3 launching at the end of the year. I doubt that they got a dev kit, already to develop Assassin's Creed 3, and they're almost done with it. That would have been a brand new system to develop on. I doubt they would have developed that game that fast.
The dev kits, I would say the dev kits are coming out now, right?
Yeah.
Developers are getting their hands on it now. And really, when you start to see the games and the announced games for a console start to dwindle, you can start to understand that that's when the developers have shifted, right? They've finished what they're working on for the 360 and they've shifted to the 720. So keep your eyes peeled on the release dates and kind of look into the future and see, and you'll be able to kind of discern. And this is why I think that 2013 is the time we're going to see the next console. I don't want to call it the 720 because I really don't think Microsoft is that stupid.
I hope not.
I really don't think
that's a
that's
stupid name.
And he continues on further. Discuss the current PS3 updates. Now we talked about it last week. The current PS3 updates. The whole thing is all about Vita. It's just getting your console ready to communicate with Vita. So there's nothing real nothing to really concern yourself about there really, and because you're probably not going to buy a Vita because it's, according to what we have here, garbage.
I hope Sony has something very big planned for the PS4 because they're dumping a lot of effort into this Vita right now.
I'm sure they do, right? I'm sure they do. And they come out and said that they do not want to be behind the competition. They've come out and quoted and said that it would be, I don't know how they put it, but it's not going to be good for them to be behind the competition, which means they don't want to be another year behind Xbox. It was a big mistake, and hopefully they do it right this time. Hopefully Xbox gets some really good competition. Obviously they do have good competition, but right out of the gate it was just a stomp. They stomped all over PlayStation, and I want to see a heated debate right out of the gate on this one.
Yeah.
But as far as dashboards and stuff, he wrote in more. 1 second, please. He said, although you already talked about it, compare it to the new Xbox dashboard. There has been no PS3 updates as far as I know. I looked. Hopefully they're going to bring a new cross-media bar.
I mean, do you think they are?
After all this time? No, I really don't.
No,
I really don't think they're going to. It functions. The cross-media bar functions. It's just not user-friendly.
No.
It's not user-friendly. It's for the hardcore gamer. The whole PlayStation is for the hardcore gamer. So I think that's why they get away with calling it PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, because the hardcore gamer know what they're getting into. Wii and Wii U and 3DS and DS, those people aren't in the know, And so calling it a DS and a DS Lite and a 3DS, people, the sales don't do all that well for people who already have one because they don't really know the differences between the two.
Same shit.
They think it's the same shit. Well, I don't need this one. It's just a different color. It's different size.
Yeah, they were doing that for years though. Like they did good with it with the Game Boy, the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance.
But those names, those secondary names, actually said something.
True that.
Yeah. But anyway, we're running kind of long here.
No. Oh well. Let's go ahead and do the full hour today. No.
I don't have enough gameplay for that. So anyway, that's all the news we have for you today. Just a couple little rumors, little emails, and that's pretty much it. You got anything?
No.
Nothing? Anything? Nothing?
No.
All right. Well, that's been it for Startup X. Thank you. I'm Six Sensei. Thank you, Lawless.
No problem.
Thank you, Psycho.
Anytime.
Startup X, and we're out. Peace.
Later.
Peace.